Hey there, lots of ink. Today I'm going to talk about this pen, Visconti Wallstreet. I'm sure this usually comes in a superb box, but I got this at a pen show at a very, very decent rate. It's not pre-owned, it's not used, it is a new pen, but it didn't come with the box. I did get such an amazing deal that you will not hear me complain, but just so you know, I can't show you the box. Okay, let's talk about the pen. Let me tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and I'll do a writing sample. So what have we got? We've got a celluloid pen, the red version. I think there's also a green version and a gray version. I love the red. I immediately fell in love with it. It's called Wallstreet. The red things here, I can put it a bit close to the camera. I don't think it'll focus, but you know, just to give you an idea, these red sort of dashes are supposed to symbolize the skyscrapers surrounding Wall Street, etc. Really fascinating story like that. I think it's just a very nice pen. So, made of celluloid, very nice, has a decent weight to it. Let's have a look at the cap. The cap has the Visconti My Pen system, which means that it comes with a reasonably bland Visconti logo on top. You can remove that with a magnet or something, and then you can put other stuff on, your initials. You have to buy those separately, but you can buy them, or gemstone or something like that. We have the cap, this trademark Visconti arc thing going on there. Spring loaded, not a huge amount of spring. If you compare that with the Rembrandt, which really opens up, I think it's not that much, but it's okay. Matches with the sort of chrome color of this cap band. The cap band says Wallstreet and nothing else. This pen is part of that, I always forget what it's called. Visconti has something like squaring the circle, or circling the square, or making edges rounded off. I don't know, they have an expression for that. So basically this is a square pen, but the edges are rounded off, if that makes any sense to you. You can check out my review of the Opera Elements, the same thing going on there. Okay, so then we have the barrel. I love the way this tapers. It starts out wide with the cap, a little narrower with the barrel, and then it gets narrower as you go down. It ends in a sort of pyramid, diamond-like shape. Open up the pen. My Opera Elements, my Homo Sapiens, they have this sort of half twist thing going on. This is just a regular screw-off pen. It's not a whole lot. No, it's just, well, let me see. It's about 1 1/4 turn to fully unscrew it. The limited edition version of this pen has a section that matches the celluloid. This is not the limited edition. It has some type of metal section, nicely tapered, then flanges out again. It gets a little wider. I enjoy it. It's pleasant to use, and it's a very decent size. I mean, even unposted, it's fairly big. If you do want to post the pen, then you get a pretty big pen. I like that, but I actually use this unposted. I think it's definitely big enough for that, and it has a pretty decent balance. The nib, a bit of a mystery. Someone told me it's palladium. I know the limited edition has a 23K palladium Dream Touch nib that Visconti uses. This one just says Visconti 14K 585B for broad. It looks like palladium, but I think if it would be palladium, it would be a higher amount of carats. Usually 23 or something. So this could be gold, palladium plated. I've never heard of that. I think someone suggested that. It may be the case. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of that. It could be gold, then rhodium plated. It could be white gold. That is extremely unlikely. I think not although these are fairly expensive pens usually, I don't think that's the case. It's a mystery. I'll tell you something, I don't really care. It's a very good nib. It really performs very well, very smooth, occasionally skips a little. I've had that with my 23K Dream Touch nib. My only Visconti nib that doesn't do that is the one of my Opera Elements, and that's 14K gold. The skipping isn't very bad, and it depends a little on the paper. It doesn't seem to do so on cheap paper. It seems to do so a little bit on smooth, more expensive paper, which is good for everyday writing, I guess. So, the nib itself, nice size. It has some interesting curls and curly stuff on it. The weirdest thing, I cannot show you this because my camera won't focus. The weirdest thing is it has two sort of half-rounded, sort of crescent moon-like things on there, and then curls, and then it has the breather hole is actually another crescent moon-shaped thing. And when you look at that, it looks like a sort of comic female going like that, with the hair, the other curls. It's strange. Look up a picture online, a high-res shot of this nib, and you may see it. So apart from that, as I said, it says Visconti 14K 585 and B for broad. Open it up, you get the converter. I have the same converter in my Opera Elements. It's a nice converter, holds a very decent amount of ink, I think, has a large reservoir, and it's a screw-in converter, so you can't accidentally pull it out. It says Visconti, and that's pretty much all there's to it. So what we have here is a decently sized pen, an expensive pen, which I got at an amazing deal. Very good writer. I love it. What do I not like about it? Well, I already talked a little bit about the occasional skip of the nib. Well, at a certain price level, you would not expect that. Then again, really, it's not that annoying. It's not that it skips every third word. It's maybe once every 10 sentences. It has a bit of a hard start. So it's really not a big issue. In all, I think it's a fantastic pen, and I'm really happy I got it. So that's more than enough talk. I think we have to discuss a writing sample. So I'm going to write with the pen next, and that's all there's to it. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Okay, so here we go with the Visconti Wallstreet in broad. The ink is an Ackermann ink, which is glorious. Simplicity's violet in Dutch. One of those inks. I can't really, my camera zoomed in, but you know those big bottles with the marble. Alright, I love this ink. I think it's a beautiful dark shading purple. Do a bit of writing. Notice how the pen just started. I'd been talking for a bit, and it didn't dry out. Of course it did just there, just to annoy me. Writes well, works well, bit of fast writing. See a few moments where it skips, but of course I don't think anyone writes that quickly, so I don't think it's a big issue. I have noticed with these Visconti nibs that sometimes they can be a little prone to skipping, but it also depends on the paper, it depends on the ink, and during regular, normal writing, I don't think they skip a whole lot. Let's have a look at line variation. 14 karat gold nib, at least as far as I understand. That's some line variation. I love it, especially with a nice shading ink. I think it looks great. Bit of coloring, See the feed perform. Keeps up nicely. Fairly wet line. Not excessively wet, but fairly wet. Very smooth. I'm pushing it a bit here so the ink has more trouble keeping up, but it's not meant to be used as a flex pen, but as you can see you can get quite a bit of line variation out. Very nice, like it a lot, great pen. So get it now. It's an expensive pen, you know I got a good deal on it, but if you have a chance, don't pass up on it. That's all there's to it. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.